De la República de Panamá, I'm Deborah Carthy-Dew, Miss Universe 1985.
I'm Bob Barker.
And I'm Mary Fran.
Join us, Miami Sound Machine, and 77 beautiful contestants from all over the world.
It's the Miss Universe pageant, live from Panama, next on CBS.
Republic of Panama, the 1986 Miss Universe pageant, live via satellite to more than 50 countries.
I'm Deborah Carthy-Dew, on the last night of my reign as Miss Universe, and wondering, like you, who my successor will be. And right there is where it's all going to happen.
From Panama City's beautiful Atlapa Theater and Convention Center, the 35th annual Miss Universe pageant with Bob Barker, Mary Fran, Miami Sound Machine, Miss Universe 1985, Deborah Carthy-Dew, the Ballet Folklorico de Panama, the delightful Little Sisters, and the 77 young women from all over the world competing for the title of Miss Universe 1986. Let's meet them now in their national costume. Beginning with Miss Argentina.
María de Los Ángeles Fernández Espadero, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Mildred Jacqueline Semmeler, Oranjestad, Aruba. Christine Buick-Hunt, Perth, Australia. Manuela Rettenbacher, Linz, Austria. Marie Brown, Nassau, Bahamas. Rosalind Williams, Barbados. Brussels for Belgium. Romy Tager representing Belize. Elizabeth O'Connor Darlac, Tarija, Bolivia. Daisy Nunes Souza, Rio Grande do Sul, Brasil. Shireen Flax, Virgin Gorda, British Virgin Islands. Rini Newhouse from Cranbrook, British Columbia, Canada. Mariana Villasante, Santiago, Chile. María Mónica Urbina Pugliese, La Guajira, Colombia. Lona Sotel from Panama, Cook Islands. Aurora Velázquez Ariño, San José, Costa Rica. Marie-Françoise Palmer, je viens d'Abidjan de la Côte d'Ivoire. I'm Christine Cibilo, representing Willemstad, Curacao. Cristina Vasiliadou from Limassol, Cyprus. Helena Christensen, Copenhagen, Dinamarca. Licencia Morro, Santo Domingo, República Dominicana. Verónica Sevilla, Quito, Ecuador. Vicky Elizabeth Cañas, El Salvador. Joan Sechley, Cornwall, England. Stula Polvi from Lapua, Finland. Catherine Carrez de la République de France. Rosemary Yuntin from Banjul, the Gambia. Birgit Jan, Nuremberg, Germany. Galen May Francis from the Rock of Gibraltar. Celia Madaki, Athens, Greece. Dina Regis Salas, Marito, Guam. Krista Calula Belman, Altavera Paz, Guatemala. Caroline Felkamp from Amsterdam, Holland. Sandra Navarrete, Villanueva, Honduras. Robin Mason Lee representing Dongfang Jiji, Hong Kong. Dora Traftodotir, Reykjavik, Iceland. Mary Jacia from Bombay, India. Karen Shevlin from Ireland. Lily Drucker, Beersheba, Israel. Susanna Haxton, Martin Pilot, representing Grand Duchy of Luxembourg.
Betty Chi from Sabah, Malaysia.
Antoinette Zarafa, Mostar, Malta. Tony Carranza Ancheta, Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico. Chris Atkinson, Auckland, New Zealand.
Christine De Leon Guerrero, Northern Marianas.
Tuna Hendrickson, Hostile, Norway.
Hilda Garcia López, Veraguas, Panamá.
Ana Waldorf, Papua New Guinea. Joana Kellner, Asunción, Paraguay.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Karin Lindemann García, Piura, Perú.
Hola, I'm Piletro Estela Enrique Celis from the People's Power of the Philippines. Gracias.
Brigida Wsiukiewicz from Poland.
Mariana Cajus de Lisboa, Portugal.
Elizabeth Robinson, San Germán, Puerto Rico.
Geneviève Lebon de l'île de la Réunion.
Natalie Devlin from Glasgow in Scotland.
Tara Lange from Singapore.
Concha Torres Pinoza, Málaga, España.
Sri Lankan family member Kumari Disanak. Anna Ramberg, Gothenburg, Sweden.
Evelyn Nicole Glamsman from Switzerland.
Anthony Parker, Bangkok of Thailand.
Candice Jennings, Port Trinidad and Tobago. Demet Başdemir, Istanbul, Turkey.
Barbara Cake from Providenciales, Turks and Caicos.
Silvana García Lapid, Uruguay.
Christy Fitchner, Dallas, Texas, USA.
Jasmine Turner, the United States Virgin Islands.
Amigos del universo, soy Bárbara Palazzo de Trujillo, Venezuela.
Tracy Rollins from Wales.
Tuya Manula K. Hunt, Apia, Western Samoa.
Nico B, je viens de la République d'Israël.
Now, let's meet our star. Our special musical guest, the international recording stars, Miami Sound Machine. The reigning Miss Universe, Deborah Carthy-Doo. Our hostess and co-star of the CBS hit series Newhart, Mary Grant. And the star of The Price is Right and one of the USA's favorite television personalities, our host, Bob Barker. The colorful interpreters of the native dance, the ballet Folklorico de Panama.
We're headed for a new place. Give us some room. We're gonna build a new world. Hey, don't wait around forever. We gotta do it right now. Let's do it all together. Lean on me. 'Cause I'm gonna lean on you. We're headed for the future. Come on, lean on me. And I'm gonna lean on you. We're headed for the future, and the future's ours. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, yeah. The future is ours. The future is ours right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, our host for this evening, Bob Barker.
Thank you and good evening. You say, mi nombre es Panama. I say, mi nombre es Bob Barker, and together we say to more than 500 million people all over the world, bienvenidos. Our 35th Miss Universe pageant is the first for our lovely hostess, who did such a great job on the Miss USA pageant in May, and who's with us every week here on CBS in the hit series Newhart. Please welcome Mary Fran.
Thank you, Bob. It is great to be with you again. And before I say anything else, I want to congratulate you on hosting your 20th Miss Universe pageant. And that comes from me and everybody connected with the show. They think you're pretty special, too.
Thank you very much.
And you are. And what a show we have got for everybody
Yes,
tonight.
we have.
We're going to see great musical entertainment, exciting competition, of course, our beautiful young women, and the magnificence of this wonderful country. In fact, we're going to start off right away with those last two items. Against the unusual splendor of this country, we're going to bring you a swimsuit fashion show. Now, this is not a competition, but it is a chance to see again each of our lovely ladies, and also to see if you can guess which of them will become our 10 semifinalists.
The score you'll see on your screens at home for each of our contestants is the one she received in our preliminary swimsuit competition.
Now, don't forget to make your own notes, because when this is over, Bob will be announcing our 10 semifinalists. But right now, swimsuits by Catalina and commentary by Mr. Barker.
The ruins of old Panama date back to olden days, and as we take a step back in time, we begin with a British Isles rhyme. This is Miss Scotland, Natalie Devlin, and this is Miss Ireland, Karen Shevlin. Here's the lady from next door, Miss Costa Rica, Aurora Velasquez Arino. And modeling her Monokini swimsuit is Connie Carranza, Miss Mexico. The water seems to enhance the beauty of Miss Bahamas, Marie Brown. Call this the wild look because this is Anna Wild, Miss Papua New Guinea. Here are Miss Venezuela, Barbara Palacios Tede, and Silvana Garcia Lapiz, who is Miss Uruguay. In a stone frame with a watery background is Miss Cook Islands, Lorna Sawtell. Now it's up with the sunglasses for the lady from down under, Lucinda Bucat, who is Miss Australia. A little bird tells us this is Miss Wales, Tracy Rowlands. An arch gives support to Shireen Desmona Flax, Miss British Virgin Islands. Among the ruins, we discover a good neighbor from up north, Miss USA, Christy Fitchner. Green foliage and the stone tower combine to show off Miss Guam, Dina Reyes Salas. To go from Panama City to the Pan American Highway, you cross the canal on the Bridge of the Americas, which forms a backdrop for Miss New Zealand, Christine Atkinson, and Miss Thailand, Tawiporn Klangploy. On one of Panama's Pacific beaches, we find two contestants heading straight for our photographer. Modeling her jungle print swimsuit is Miss Reunion, Geneviève Lebon. And with her is Jasmine Turner, Miss U.S. Virgin Islands. A long way from the fjords of home is Miss Norway, Tuna Henriksen. Turning out to be both artists and subjects are Miss Western Samoa, Tui K. Hunt, and Candace Jennings, Miss Trinidad and Tobago. Giving new meaning to the phrase beach chairs is a quartet that starts with Miss Canada, Renee Newhouse, who is or was seated next to Miss El Salvador, Vicky Elizabeth Cañas. Seat 3 was reserved for Miss Belgium, Hudila Likens. And a finished finish is provided by Miss Finland, Tula Polvi. Now that's what you call sitting pretty. Three lovely Latin ladies are seen horseback riding on the beach. Miss Ecuador is Veronica Sevilla. Miss Paraguay is Joanna Kellner. And from our host country, here's Hilda Garcia Lopez, Miss Panama. On the Atlantic side of the isthmus at Portobello, which was named by Columbus, we find these standard bearers. Miss Peru, Karen Lindemann Garcia. Miss Miss Gibraltar, Gail Ann Francis, and Miss Curacao, Christine Cibolo. A long way from the Alps is Miss Switzerland, Evelyn Nicole Glansman. And moving through a fortress arch, we discover Miss Belize, Romy Tager, and Miss Iceland, Thora Thrastadottir. Moving now to the waters off Taboga, the island of flowers, we find this flower, Miss Germany, Birgit Jan. And in her brilliant mitered striped suit is Miss Guatemala, Krista Kalula Velvet. From the waters of Panama Bay comes this trio in lacy pastels, Miss Argentina, Angeles Fernandez Espadero. Miss Philippines, Violeta Acela Naluz. And Rain Philip Barakat, Miss Lebanon, who are getting a kick out of Panama. These parasols are popular in Panama, and so is this neighbor from the south, Miss Colombia, Maria Monica Urbina. A young lady who's a long way from home is Miss Sweden, Anna Romberg. Certainly no stranger to beaches is Miss Northern Marianas, Christine de Leon Guerrero. For her photo print in her jungle print is Miss Aruba, Jacqueline Semelier. And all in blue against the background of blue water, we find Miss Austria, Manuela Rettenbacher. From the Mideast and the Far East, two ladies to model the kind of Panama hats that are made in Panama. Miss Israel is Nilly Drucker, and Miss Hong Kong is Robin May Sun Lee. Now we head for the beautiful resort island of Contadora, and on the calm water we find this wave from Miss Gambia, Rose Yunsen. Also aboard is Miss Turkey, Demet Bashdemir. And so is Mir Omi Jessie, who is Miss India. This tree on Contadora is one of the oldest in Panama, and in the beautiful sunset is visited by Miss Puerto Rico, Elizabeth Robinson, and Miss Singapore, Farah Lange. While leaning on a hammock in her splatter print swimsuit is Miss Korea, Young Ran Ba. This beautiful house on Contadora Island, known as the Dior House, is visited by a group of international beauties, including Miss Chile, Mariana Villasante. Miss England, Joanne Sedgley, reclines on the diving board, while the staircase brings us not Venus descending, but Miss Jamaica, Liliana Cisneros. Testing the pool is Miss Bolivia, Elizabeth O'Connor Darlock. And just when you thought the swimsuits never got wet, it's a dip in the pool for Conchatur Espinosa, who is Miss Spain. However, sunbathing remains the order of the day for Miss France, Catherine Carew, and sparkling waters and a sparkling smile come with Miss Dominican Republic, Lisette Chamorro Laha. As to sculptured mermaid, to three real ones. Miss Portugal is Mariana Carrizo. Miss Malta, Antoinette Zarafa. And from across the Pacific, Miss Japan, Hiroko Isaki. From waterside to the house goes a wave from Miss Honduras, Sandra Navarrete. And waving back is Miss Malaysia, Betty Chi. The pretty staircase is made even prettier by the presence of Miss Zaire, Ami Likobi. Here is Miss Côte d'Ivoire, Marie-Françoise Quome. The scenery must conjure up memories of home for Miss Greece, Celia Mondaita. This trio includes Miss Italy, Susanna Huckstep, chosen by photographers as Miss Photogenic. With her is Miss Sri Lanka, Kumari Disanaika, and Helena Christensen, Miss Denmark. Mannequin figures are joined by real live models on this Sunday. Miss Cyprus is Cristina Vaciolado, and Miss Brazil is Daisy de Souza. We've traveled through time as we traveled through the city, from old to new Panama. And at this poolside, we find two contestants making new friends. This lucky Shih Tzu cuddles up to Miss Barbados, Rosalind Williams, and this Yorkie with Miss Turks and Caicos, Barbara Capron. A Crayola print swimsuit is modeled by Miss Luxembourg, Martine Pilot. It's a little more sun for Miss Poland, Brigida Djukevich. And Panama's national flower, the flower of the Holy Spirit, is in the foreground, and in the background, from the land of the tulip, is Miss Holland, Caroline Veldkamp. And now our contestants wave a greeting to the world on behalf of the 1986 Miss Universe pageant from Panama, where yesterday meets tomorrow.
Each of our 10 semifinalists will be judged in 3 areas of competition: interviews, evening gowns, and swimsuits. Now, during each competition, our computer will average the score each contestant gets from our panel of celebrity judges. Each judge has a terminal, just like this one. Can I borrow yours, Don? And it will use that to give the contestant a score somewhere between 1, which I'll punch in here, and the highest, 9.9. Then the computer will average those scores and then tell us the results. And when I say us, that's exactly what I mean. Because throughout the show, you and I will review the scores on this very private monitor. It's just for you and me. And it will not be seen by the audience here, the judges, or the contestants. Now, Bob will announce our semifinalists right after this word from New Diet Orange Crush.
Our celebrity panel of judges has been busy for the past week as our contestants took part in our preliminary competitions. Each young lady was judged for poise and grace while wearing an evening gown of her own choice. A swimsuit competition took place here on our stage with each contestant wearing a suit of identical design, and each judge personally interviewed each of our candidates with the aid of an interpreter when needed. Now, all of these scores given by the judges were entered into our computer, and the 10 highest average scores determined our semifinalists. As you can see, I've been joined on stage here by all of our contestants wearing dresses by Catalina. Now, as I walk over here to pick up the results, let me wish each of you young ladies the best of luck.
When Bob gets the scores, he will read the names of our 10 semifinalists. And let me remind you that these names will be read in no particular order, and the competition scores you will see on the screen will be shown only to you at home, not here in the theater.
Here now, the names of our 10 semifinalists for the title of Miss Universe 1986. The first name on the list is Miss Brazil. And I think this audience will like Miss Colombia. And let's welcome Miss Puerto Rico. And now, come on down, Miss USA. We're halfway there now with Miss Zaire. And here comes Miss Switzerland. Next is Miss Venezuela. Number 8 on the list of semifinalists is Miss Poland. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 names to go, and one of those names is Miss Finland. And now number 10, the last contestant who has a chance to become Miss Universe. She is Miss Chile. Congratulations to the semifinalists in the 1986 Miss Universe pageant.
Semi-finalists are, and that the judges gave the top preliminary scores to Miss USA, with Miss Venezuela second, and Miss Finland third. But the scores that our contestants got in the preliminary competition are discarded now, and all our 10 semi-finalists start even. Bob will be talking to lovely young women from all over the world when our interview competition begins, right after this word from Cascade.
All right, having met our semifinalists, it is time now to get to know them a little better. They don't know what I'm going to ask them, and if 20 years on this show has taught me anything, it has taught me that I have no idea what kind of answers I might get. While I talk with each contestant, the judges will be giving her a score based not only on the content of the interview, but also on her charm and personality. Each young woman has been advised that if she desires, an interpreter is available from Professional Translating Services Incorporated. Again, only our home audience will see the average score our judges give each contestant. And first, I am going to talk with Miss Brazil. Miss Brazil is going to use an interpreter. Her name is Daisy de Souza. She's 18. She lives in Porto Alegre, and she attends college. And ask her, please, what she plans to do when she finishes college.
O que é o que você quiser fazer depois de terminar a universidade?
Bem, depois de terminar a universidade, eu pretendo continuar minha carreira de modelo manequim profissional e me tornar uma grande modelo internacional. É um grande sonho.
After I finish my college, I would like to go back to professional modeling and become an international professional model.
Now, if she should become Miss Universe, of course, she's going to live in Hollywood for a year. Ask her if she thinks she would like that.
Se você é eleita Miss Universo, você tem que morar no Hollywood. Você quiser morar lá?
Sim, para mim é um grande sonho conhecer Hollywood. Para mim está sendo um sonho estar aqui no Miss Universo. Estou me sentindo bastante bem, estou me sentindo bastante feliz aqui.
Yes, for me it has always been a dream to see Hollywood, to live there, and especially to become Miss Universe, so I would love it.
That's fine. Now, in Los Angeles, there's no rapid transit. Everyone drives. Ask her if she drives an automobile.
Você guia uma auto?
Sim.
Does she have a license?
Yeah. Você tem permesso para guiar?
Não, eu tenho que tirar a carteira ainda.
No license?
No, I don't have it yet.
She's going to fit in perfectly on the Los Angeles freeways, believe me. Thank you, Miss Brazil. Miss Colombia, who will also have an interpreter. She is Maria Monica Urbina, 18. She lives in Bogota, and she is a recent high school graduate, and she just finished high school. Ask her, please, what her plans are for the future.
Acaba de terminar bachillerato. ¿Qué planes tiene para el futuro?
Bueno, pienso seguir estudiando diseño textil el año entrante. Pienso irme para Italia a seguir con mi carrera, ya que es mi mayor anhelo.
Well, I plan to finish my career. I'm studying textile design. I want to go to Italy because that is my dearest wish.
Now, she has just crossed a border to be here with us tonight. Ask her if she's traveled much.
Acaba de cruzar la frontera para estar aquí con nosotros esta noche. ¿Ha usted viajado mucho?
Sí, he recorrido muchas partes del mundo. Para mí es un placer estar viajando, me encanta. Y me gusta conocer muchas culturas, diferentes tipos de personas y de pensar.
Yes, I've traveled all over the world. I love to do that. I love to learn about new cultures, meet new peoples, and find out about new ideas.
Now, she's met men in Europe. She's met men in the United States. And, of course, she knows Latin men. Ask her which she prefers.
¿Ha conocido usted hombres en Europa, en Estados Unidos y por supuesto conoce a los latinos? ¿Cuáles prefiere?
Una pregunta comprometedora, pero yo diría que todos tienen en sí, en su raza, tienen su estilo. Yo diría que cualquiera que pueda compartir conmigo los momentos más agradables de mi vida.
Does this reaction mean that the Latins get her vote?
That's a very compromising question, but I believe that every race, every nationality has their own style, and I believe that anyone would be able to share the best lives of my life, the best moments of my life with me.
Fine. Thank you, Miss Colombia. And now Miss Puerto Rico, she is Elizabeth Robinson. She's 20, and she attends the University of Puerto Rico. And Elizabeth, you are the first contestant who speaks English. Where did you learn to speak English?
In the United States. I used to live there as a young girl, and I was also born there.
You were born in the United States? Well, they do speak English there. No wonder you
Yes, they do, in Virginia.
And I met your father, I think, out by the pool, and he is in the Navy, or was in the Navy.
He was in the Navy, stationed there.
And that's where you were born.
That's where I was
now
born.
You're at the University of Puerto Rico studying what?
I am studying computer engineering, and I would like to become an astronaut someday.
Very good. Now, I read in your bio that when you became Miss Puerto Rico that you won an automobile. Is that exciting?
That was very exciting, but I had a very interesting experience with that. It was robbed from me a month after they gave it to me, so that wasn't very nice.
Your car was stolen?
Yes, it was.
Did the police get it back for you?
No, they didn't, but the car dealer was very nice, and he got me an identical car again.
So you still have an automobile?
Yes, I
then
do.
Then if you become Miss Universe, you won't need the one that we would have given you.
Oh, I will too.
You'll take that one too.
Well, what will I use in Los Angeles?
That's right. You do need one there.
I will need a car,
Do
yes.
you have a license?
Yes, I do.
You can help Miss Brazil around there.
I can.
Thank you.
You can be sure of that. All right.
Thank you. Miss USA is Christy Fitchner. She's 23. She lives in Dallas, and she attended Southern Methodist University, and on May 20th, I crowned you Miss USA, and have they kept you busy since then?
Yes, very busy. I've been mainly traveling for the sponsors of the Miss USA pageant, and I had the wonderful opportunity of spending 2 weeks entertaining our servicemen and women in the Mediterranean and outside of London on a USO tour.
Now, after the pageant on May 20th, I was told that your own grandmother bet against you in the pageant. Is that right?
Yes, it is. I have a very superstitious grandmother. She's 80. As a matter of fact, my other grandmother, who's 86, is here also. And she is superstitious. She has us all eat black-eyed peas on the first day of the new year for good luck. It's a Texas tradition. And also, she made a bet against me, thinking that if she bet for me, it might jinx my chances. So she bet some money against me, and she lost the money, and she made the same bet again here for good luck.
She's here, and she's bet against you again.
Yes, she
and
has.
if she loses again, she'll have to go to the casinos to recoup.
She loves the casinos.
Thank you, Miss USA.
Thank you very much.
And now, Miss Zaire, would you step out here to me? And she will have an interpreter as well. Her name is Ami Likobi. She's 22. She lives in Kinshasa, and she is a college student studying literature. And ask her what she wants to do when she gets out of school. Will you please?
Que voulez-vous faire après l'école?
Après l'école, je vais faire du mannequin.
After school, I'd like to model.
Yes, now in her bio, she told us that one of her hobbies is cooking. And I would imagine that there are many women watching our show who'd like to know of some favorite dish in Zaire. Would you ask her?
Dans votre biographie, vous avez dit que vous aimez bien faire la cuisine. Voulez-vous nous parler ou nous mentionner un plat typique du Zaïre?
Oui, merci. Chez nous, au Zaïre, on mange beaucoup. On mange surtout le feuille de manioc, et le manioc, la farine de manioc préparée à part, et puis le feuille de manioc préparé avec, on met quelque chose dedans, on met du poisson, on mélange un peu beaucoup de choses, et puis on va manger ensemble avec le farine de manioc.
I think that was a 6-course dinner, wasn't it? What was that?
In Zaire, we love to make a meal out of manioco, and we add to this meal made of manioco a great deal of other things, such as fish and so forth. We do love manioco very much.
Manioco. Does she have brothers and sisters?
Tu as des frères et des sœurs?
Oui, nous sommes 15 dans la famille, dans notre famille. Nous sommes 15.
Yes, there are 15 of us in our family.
15?
15?
50?
15.
Mucho manioco. Huh? Thank you, Miss Zaire. Now we have heard from 5 of our semi-finalists, and we'll be talking with the other 5 in just a few moments.
Over my shoulder are ladies with 2 different thoughts. 5 are hoping they said the right thing, and the other 5 are hoping that they will. And we'll find out about group 2 after this word from Folgers.
We have 5 more young ladies to get to know, and we'll do just that right now as we continue our interview competition with you, Miss Switzerland. Miss Switzerland speaks English. She is Evelyn Nicole Glansman. She's 21, and she was a computer operator, but now being Miss Switzerland is a full-time job, isn't it?
Yes, it's a full-time job, and I love it very much.
What are some of your duties as Miss Switzerland?
I have to do lots of representing stuff. I do modelings, I do lots of, I work for photographers and I work for big companies. I do press conferences for them, and I traveled around the world.
Now, there are probably many young ladies watching who would like one day to be contestants in our pageant. Why don't you just tell them in English what to expect? What advice would you have for them?
I don't understand you. What do you mean?
I mean that if a young lady is watching our show now and she thinks she would like to be here as a contestant someday, what advice would you give her? What would you tell her to do in order to become a contestant?
I would to tell her if she becomes a contestant on the Miss Universe pageant, she has to enjoy this big experience, because it's a very, very big experience, and it's great to be here.
It is, and Miss Zaire would tell you to eat your manioco. And thank you, Miss Switzerland. Miss Venezuela would like to have an interpreter. She is Barbara Palacios Tede. She's 22. She lives in Caracas. and she would like an interpreter. And she is an account executive for an advertising agency. Now that is interesting. Ask her if she, without mentioning any products, if she has seen commercials from the United States.
Eres ejecutiva de cuentas para una compañía de publicidad. Eso es muy interesante. Sin mencionar nombres, por favor dime si has visto algunos comerciales norteamericanos.
Sí, en nuestro país, principalmente en la agencia de publicidad donde trabajo, destinamos algunos días para conversar sobre comerciales de Estados Unidos, por supuesto, sí los he visto.
Yes, in my country, especially in the advertising agency that I work for, we do set some days aside to speak about commercials, and yes, I have seen them.
Good. Then ask her if she were making a commercial to sell the idea of Panama to people in the United States, you know, to visit, what would she put in her commercial?
Si fueses a formular un comercial para venderle a los extranjeros Panamá, ¿qué cosa incluirías en tu comercial?
Pienso que hay que resaltar muchísimo la gran labor que hacen los panameños cuando tienen gente en su tierra, como en nuestro caso, nosotras las Mises. Pienso que hay que resaltar en todo momento que no solamente tienen tierras hermosas, sino que los panameños son gente muy bella, gente que siempre ofrece mucho calor. Pienso que está muy exacto ese eslogan que dice, mi nombre es Panamá.
Now, obviously, she did a good job. And I want you to repeat every word.
Very good. I would like to say that the Panamanians are people who have worked very hard for us young ladies here, the Miss Universe contestants. But besides that, the Panamanian are very warm people, and they have shown us that throughout the contest.
Yes, and in your commercial, of course, you would include the line, mi nombre es Panama.
Of course.
Yes, thank you, Miss Venezuela. Miss Poland, please, and an interpreter, please, for Miss Poland. And she is Brigida Djukevich. She's 21. She lives in Warsaw. She's a student. And what is she studying? Would you move in nice and close to me, please? What is she studying?
Co studiujesz? Jestem studentką Akademii Muzycznej, studiuję Wydział Wokalno-Aktorski.
She's studying music, and she's going to be opera singing.
Oh, she wants to become an opera singer?
Yes.
An opera singer?
Yes.
Now, wait a minute. Do we need her? Yes, I think we do. Now, you stay with us. I read in her bio that she's going to Chicago. Ask her why, please.
Dlaczego jedziesz do Chicago?
Chciałabym się najpierw dowiedzieć, jak się pan dowiedział o tym.
I would like to find out how you find about it.
She'd like to know how I knew she's going to Chicago? Well, tell her that when she filled out her biography for us, that she included a trip to Chicago, and I've seen that.
Napisałaś o tym w swojej biografii.
Dostałam zaproszenie do jednego z klubów w Chicago. Będę tam śpiewać.
I have been invited to one of Chicago clubs to sing.
To sing? Very good. Ask her if she's heard of the Chicago Bears.
Czy słyszałaś o Chicago Bears?
Nie wiem, co to jest.
Tell her they're big and they're scary. And if she doesn't believe me, ask the New England Patriots. Any of them will tell her.
Są wielkie, duże niedźwiedzie i są bardzo przerażające.
To bardzo się boję, chyba nie pojadę.
I'm not sure if I will go to Chicago.
Oh no, you go on to Chicago. You by all means you go. Thank you, Miss Poland. Chicago will love her. They have a huge Polish community. Miss Finland, please, and she too will have an interpreter. She is Tula Polvi. She's 20. She lives in Lapua. And Miss Finland is a full-time job for her. Would you ask her what she's been doing, please, as Miss Finland?
Mitä olet tehnyt Miss Suomena?
I was being a model, and then liikkeiden avajaisia.
She has worked various PR functions, opening stores and opening malls, shopping malls.
What does she plan to do when her reign is over?
Mitä tulet tekemään, kun aika Miss Suomena on ohi?
I continue my to model work, and maybe 1 year after that, and then I go to study.
Have you noticed her Finnish sounds very much like English, doesn't it? So different from yours. Ask her, she's been here for many weeks, ask her what she misses most.
Olet ollut täällä monta viikkoa. Mitä ikävöitset eniten?
I have 3 things that I miss most. One is sauna, and second is home food, and third is pizza.
Pizza?
Yes.
Oh, people from all over the world go to Finland for pizza. That's right. Thank you, Miss Finland.
Thank you.
And you, Miss Chile, please. And she would like to have an interpreter. She is Mariana Villasante, 23. She lives in Santiago. And she is an artist, a professional artist. Ask her what sort of work she does.
Eres artista profesional. ¿Qué tipo de obras haces?
Bueno, yo me especialicé en grabado. Es como las antiguas técnicas de impresión, litografía.
Well, I do etchings. I do the old techniques of etchings. It's a type of lithography.
Her chaperone told me that she has an exhibition coming up, and I am going to give her an opportunity for a worldwide commercial for her exhibit. Ask her when, where, and what she's showing.
Su chaperona me ha informado, digamos, que va a tener una exhibición dentro de poco. Si yo le diera a usted la oportunidad de hacer un comercial que se vería en todo el mundo, cuéntame qué pondrías en ese comercial, o sea, cómo sería la exhibición, qué tipo de obras harías y qué pondrías en el comercial para anunciarte.
De una. Bueno.
She's not going to have one, huh?
¿De mis obras hablan?
You're speaking about what my works of art would be, right?
I thought she was going to have an exhibit where she was going to sell all of her works of art.
Tenía entendido que vas a tener una exhibición en la cual vas a vender todas tus obras de arte, ¿cierto?
Bueno, espero venderlas, pero sí, voy a exponer en Santiago, en Concepción, la ciudad de Chile, el 28. Y voy a exponer todos mis trabajos que son especialmente caras de magia.
There you are, and please bring pesos when you come, right?
What? No entendí.
I didn't understand you.
Well, neither did they, so let's forget it. Thank you, Miss Chile. Now, if you have already decided on who our new Miss Universe will be, a reminder that we have 2 more competitions, evening gown and swimsuit, yet to come, and who knows, you just might change your mind.
Well, the interview competition is over, and the judges gave the highest score to Miss Venezuela, with Miss Poland second, and Miss USA third. You know, throughout this show, we're going to be showing you many of the things that make Panama both wonderful and unique. But unfortunately, we can't show you what has impressed all of us the most. And I'm talking about the warmth of the people here. Executives, technicians, contestants, everybody who has come here for this pageant, and some of them more than a month ago, will go home with a lot of souvenirs, but none of them more prized than the smiles and the friendships that they have received here. You know, the expression that you keep hearing here is, mi nombre es Panama. My name is Panama. Well, for all of us, the phrase has become, mi amigo es Panama. Gracias, Panama. Muchas gracias. And just ahead, our musical guest stars, Miami Sound Machine, after this word from Tide.
Anyone who was around our rehearsals here in Panama for the past couple of weeks would certainly hear a wide variety of languages spoken. But those rehearsals would also point up the fact that music is indeed a universal language. Here, with further proof of that, singing one of the biggest hits of the year is one of the hottest groups in the world, Miami Sound Machine. It's easy to see why the Miami Sound Machine is always on top of the record charts, isn't it? Just great. Now, we have talked a great deal tonight about our international celebrity panel of judges. Their diligence has certainly been commendable, and it's my pleasure now to present them. He won a Tony nomination for Singin' in the Rain and also starred on Broadway in My One and Only and in Sophisticated Ladies. Please welcome Don Correa. One of the Spanish-speaking world's most important recording artists, she starred as Evita for 2 years in Madrid. Here is Paloma San Basilio. His photographs of the world's most beautiful women have appeared on the covers of every major magazine in the world and made famous the Langdon look. He is Harry Langdon. An actor and playwright, his many starring roles have recently been added to with his portrayal of the shrewd Oriental businessman, Mr. Liu, on Dynasty. Soon Tek-O. In 1980, she was crowned Miss Universe. She has starred frequently on television, including her own series, Ocean Quest, and in the recent film, Police Academy 3. Welcome back, Sean Weatherly. His many credits as a director include several legendary presentations of Eugene O'Neill's works. He is a member of the Theater Hall of Fame and a native of Panama, Jose Quintero. A two-time Emmy winner, this brilliant actress may have another soon for either her last television movie, Love, Mary, or the upcoming Women of Valor. Here is Christy McNichol. His meteoric rise to acting stardom was highlighted with his recent role as Harpo in the highly acclaimed film, The Color Purple. Please welcome Willard Pugh. Having starred with Anthony Quinn and Dolores Del Rio in The Children of Sanchez, she is currently one of Latin America's biggest television stars, appearing in the highly acclaimed Crystal. Here is Lupita Ferrer. An actor in television daytime drama, he is also currently one of the top fashion and advertising models in the world. Here is Jerry Tim. Co-star of the recent James Bond thriller, A View to a Kill, he became an international television favorite as John Steed in the series The Avengers. Patrick McNee. A star on Broadway, as well as in her own television specials, she is one of the precious few to win acclaim in both musicals and dramas. The international favorite, Sandy Duncan. Again, the gratitude of everyone associated with the Miss Universe pageant to our wonderful judges. Panama's big Carnival, which is held every February, is a time of celebration for the country and its traditions. Those traditions manifest themselves in many ways, in the clothes, in the work of the artists, in celebrations, and in music. These four come together on our stage right now in the Ballet Folklorico de Panama, directed by Petita Escobar, with their Carnival in Panama.
It's time for an instant language lesson here in the dressing room, at least for me. Good luck, everybody. Because we have asked our semifinalists, sometimes through an interpreter, to give us a one-word description of how everybody feels right now at this moment. So I think I am going to start with you. Can you tell us in one word how you feel?
I feel great.
Great, good. What about Miss USA?
Ecstatic.
Ecstatic, not bad. What about you?
Nerviosa.
Feel nervous? I think you're not alone. One more. Miss Columbia.
Feliz.
Feliz?
Claro.
Oh, happy. happy, okay. And I also think the way each one of them looks in a swimsuit that any one of you could have said confident. Because the swimsuit competition is coming up right after this word from Scope, and good luck, everybody.
Even if you weren't competing in the Miss Universe pageant, it wouldn't make sense to come to Panama without a swimsuit. Our young ladies brought their own, but now they'll be wearing suits from Catalina made expressly for our swimsuit competition. Again, I would remind you that the scores our contestants receive will be shown to our television audience, but not to our judges, our contestants, nor our audience here in the theater. Now, let's begin the 1986 Miss Universe swimsuit competition. First, here is Miss Brazil.
Daisy has black hair and brown eyes. She weighs 132 pounds and stands 5 feet 9 inches tall.
Miss Colombia.
Maria Monica is 5 feet 8.5 inches tall and weighs 121 pounds. Her hair is dark brown and her eyes are hazel. Maria Monica is 18 years old.
Miss Puerto Rico.
20-year-old Elizabeth has dark brown hair and dark brown eyes. She weighs 124 pounds and is 5 feet 8 inches tall.
Miss USA.
Christy is 23 years old. She weighs 118 pounds and is 5 feet 8 inches tall. Her hair is blonde and her eyes are green.
Miss Zaire.
Ami has black hair and dark brown eyes. She is 22 years old, 6 feet tall, and she weighs 136 pounds.
Miss Switzerland.
Evelyn is a blue-eyed blonde. She weighs 138 pounds and is 5 feet 10.5 inches tall. Evelyn is 21 years old.
Miss Venezuela.
Barbara is 22 years old. She has dark brown hair and light brown eyes. Barbara is 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighs 119 pounds.
Miss Poland.
Regina has blonde hair and blue eyes. She is 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighs 121 pounds. Regina is 21 years old. years old, 5 feet 8.5 inches tall, and weighs 119 pounds.
Miss Chile.
Mariana is 23 years old. She weighs 112 pounds and is 5 feet 8 inches tall. Mariana has brown hair and green eyes.
We have concluded the second of our 3 semifinal competitions, and we've moved a little closer to finding out who will be our next Miss Universe.
Well, some young lady has come another step closer to becoming the new Miss Universe and winner of over $200,000 in cash and merchandise. In the swimsuit competition, the judges gave the highest score to Miss USA, with Miss Venezuela second, and Miss Poland third. And since I mentioned money, here's a little financial trivia for you. Tolls at the Panama Canal are levied on a net tonnage basis. Now, the highest toll ever paid was by the liner Queen Elizabeth II, over $99,000. The lowest, 36 cents, paid by Richard Halliburton in 1928. Now, how do you think he got by with that? Probably the only way he could. He chose to swim through. Ahead, we've got a musical salute to a part of Panama hardly anyone gets to see, and that will be coming up right after this word from Bounce.
Bon chance! Yes, you look wonderful and good luck. You look wonderful. Live television means excitement for the viewer, as you can see. Your hair looks great. Get out on that number. And it means hurry up to those who are taking part, as you can see also. Where are our young ladies hurrying to and why? Well, not a moment too soon, Bob's going to tell us.
Although relatively small in area, Panama combines all kinds of geography. It has mountains, it has beaches, it has big cities, and at its southernmost tip, it has one of the most dense jungles in the entire world, parts of which have never been explored. Our contestants, with the help of our reigning Miss Universe, Deborah Carthy-Dew, have conjured up a musical fantasy about it, and we're all invited. Let's go.
Everybody, congratulations. What a number. I was dancing to it the whole time back here. You were terrific, and you know it. And it's hurry up time again, because the evening gown competition is coming up for our semifinalists in a few moments. Before that happens, however, let's treat ourselves to a look at this exciting country of Panama with our reigning Miss Universe, Deborah Carthy-Dew.
It's a land where man has triumphed, where Mother Nature has thrived, where yesterday is a memory and where tomorrow never comes. The Indians of the San Blas Islands live today as they did when they were visited by a sailor named Christopher Columbus. They make and sell colorful moles, raise their families, and enjoy themselves as they did centuries ago. And all of this less than an hour away from the busiest banking center in Latin America. It's a place where small boats sail on peaceful waters and luxury liners go from one ocean to another, where seafood delicacies are apt to pop out at any moment, where tiny jungle animals can capture your heart, while nearby, food is prepared as it was in the days of the Spanish Armadas. It's where, over 70 years ago, men did it right and built a canal the same way they would build it today, from east to west and vice versa. If there is one place where the world comes together, this is it. It's where you can find golden frogs, square tree trunks, and more than 140 international banks. From downtown, it's an hour to the most dense jungle in the world, or, going in the other direction, you're enjoying beautiful blossoms, majestic mountains, deep valleys, and thoroughbred horses. And still, you're only an hour away from the longest shopping street in the world. Living is healthy. It can be luxurious, or it can be primitive. And it rightfully boasts of an 85% literacy rate. It links 2 continents and 2 oceans. The Caribbean is on the north, and the Pacific is on the south. It has rocky coasts and tall cliffs and sandy beaches. It's where ships enter from the Atlantic and end up 25 miles east of where they started. It's where you can watch the sun rise over the Pacific and set in the Atlantic. And it's a land with a dedication to yesterday and tomorrow as well as today. In the presidential palace, the Gold Room reminds one of the precious metal responsible for Panama, and in the living room, the blue of the sea that made it prosper. Panama remembers. It thinks about Morgan's raid, the French period, the canal, all the times it has lived through, and the best time of all, tomorrow.
Thank you, Deborah. But even before tomorrow in Panama, there is tonight in Panama as we move closer to finding out who our new Miss Universe will be. And we will move closer to that right after this word from Crest.
Our evening gown competition, which is about to begin, reflects the many nationalities that have contributed to Panama's culture. Our setting shows the influence of early French settlers, which is seen in Panama City. Again, the judges' score will be shown to our home audience only. Now, here to set the scene, the famous Ballet Folklorico de Panama. Since coming to Panama, each contestant has made one special friend in her little sister. And here to serenade our semifinalists in the Miss Universe evening gown competition, those 77 little sisters. Miss Universe evening gown competition, starting with Miss Brazil.
Feel
England. Miss Chile. And there it is, the 1986 Miss Universe Evening Gown Competition.
Well, the results of the evening gown competition have gone into our computer, which tells us that the judges gave the highest score to Miss Venezuela, with Miss USA second, and Miss Colombia third. And now to Bob.
It is impossible for a major event like the Miss Universe pageant to take place without the assistance and expertise of a great many people, including those from the host country. This has certainly been true here in Panama. We are grateful to and proud to be joined by His Excellency Eric Arturo del Valle, the President of the Republic of Panama. The General Manager of the Panama Government Tourist Bureau, Alberto Garcia de Paredes. And the General Coordinator of the Panama Host Committee, Ana Raquel Chanis. To all of you and to every one of you here in Panama whose contributions have meant so much, our deepest appreciation.
You're discarded. Now all our semi-finalist scores are discarded. And coming up is the announcement of our 5 finalists. And Bob will be right back to tell us their names after this word from Coast.
And time now to announce the names of our 5 finalists. Since these 10 ladies standing here on our stage were chosen as semi-finalists tonight, you at home have seen and heard everything that our celebrity panel of judges has seen and heard. Now it's time for you to match your opinions with their selections. This time, the scores you will see on your screens for each of our finalists reflects her average score for tonight's 3 semi-final competitions. Now, let's learn who our judges have chosen as our 5 finalists tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the first name on the list is Miss USA. Number 2 among the finalists is Miss Finland. Miss Poland. Number 4 is Miss Venezuela. And now the last name, number 5, Miss Colombia. When the pageant year began, there were thousands and thousands of dreams all over the world. Then there were 77 of them on this stage. Then there were 10, and now there are 5. And one of those 5 dreams will come true for the new Miss Universe. All previous scores are now discarded, and we'll be starting fresh with our final 5.
Like this, tension is a given. I know that I can feel the nervous tension in this very live audience here tonight. And so too, of course, are hard work, rehearsals, photo sessions, interviews, but these young ladies are not going to let language barriers or anything else keep them from having fun. Good for them. And as you're about to see, they did just that. From all over the world they came via Eastern Airlines with great expectations of what they dreamed they would find in Panama. They would travel from down under to dance in marvelous discos. They would come via Miami from Europe and Asia to enjoy the exciting shops and wonderful food. They would even fly from other South American countries so they could experience the unique wonders of Panama. Aboard these flights, the anticipation was running high. The resort island of Contadora, where skiing conditions are always good, was just one of the places where they made it happen. Another was Bambito, in the mountain province of Chiriquí, where they didn't build a bridge over troubled waters. They jumped in a raft and enjoyed them. Rocking and rolling was not just something to be done on a dance floor. It was something to be done on the Piedras River. And their reaction was obvious. For fun, there are certain musts, and food is a big one. So there was a barbecue in Boquete. Now back to the water. This time, it's hovercraft with Panamanian registry and a crew from England and Denmark. Their boats and their spirits were both up in the air. For some, the transportation was more basic, but just as much fun. Whether it's Bambito or Belmont, pretty ladies and beautiful horses go together perfectly. Since pretty ladies always want to look prettier, one popular stop was the makeup clinic, conducted by Stan Place, for Maybelline, the official cosmetic of the Miss Universe pageant. If there is one international pastime for young women all over the world, it's called shopping. And wearing their Catalina sportswear, our ladies made the most of Panama's shops and boutiques. As night follows day, we know what follows shopping. Dancing. These ladies seem to be made for dancing. And so do their Kinney shoes. 2 popular phrases here. Mi nombre es Panama, and keep smiling. That very special group of women who have worn the crown of Miss Universe is getting ready to welcome its 35th member. Who will she be? We'll move closer to learning that answer when we come back after this word from Prel.
Our 5 finalists, for the audience here and at home, and of course for our judges, this is the moment when a dream is made to come true. It's possible that a judge's first choice has not made it to our final 5, or that a judge, like one of us, has had a change of mind since the evening began. In any case, now is the moment of decision. From these 5 finalists right here, each judge will make his or her choice for 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st runner-up, and of course, the new Miss Universe. Each contestant will come center stage, and the votes for position, rather than scores, will be entered into our computer. It's time now, the moment has arrived to select the new Miss Universe. Our panel of judges sits the last lady to be Miss USA and Miss Universe on our stage right now, a lady whose mind has to be on the question, is she going to be the next? Miss Finland will be moving into a new home upon her return, but right now she has to be thinking of nothing but this moment. Miss Poland's dream is to be an opera singer someday, but right now there's another dream, and it could be coming true at this moment. If you've been appearing on stage since age 12, you shouldn't have stage fright, but don't tell that to Miss Venezuela right now. So close to home, Miss Columbia has a lot of friends and relatives in this theater, all of them feeling the tension of this moment. And now our competition is over for another year. Ahead lies the announcement of who will be the 35th young woman to wear the prestigious crown of Miss Universe.
There will be one young lady who will find the end of the rainbow tonight. She'll win more than $200,000 in cash and merchandise, including a $25,000 personal appearance contract, a $15,000 first prize award, and all these wonderful prizes. Whoever is chosen Miss Universe 1986 will fly first class to any Eastern destination of her choice. Whether it's to the beautiful beaches of Florida, an enchanting Caribbean island, or to explore the splendor of South America, she'll fly with Eastern. For Miss Universe and everyone else at Eastern, we earn our wings every day. For those moments that are important, like the pageant itself, our new Miss Universe will receive, in addition to a $10,000 cash award, a 5-year supply of cosmetics from Maybelline, the official cosmetic for the Miss Universe pageant. From Minolta, she'll receive $5,000, video products, and the new Maxim SLR autofocus system, the world's first SLR with built-in autofocus. Minolta Maxim, only from the mind of Minolta. There'll be $10,000 in cash and a week's vacation in France from Kiss Photo, the quality photo processor with over 4,600 independent retail locations across the country. For the sunny side of her life, Miss Universe chooses new Coppertone waterproof lotion with moisturizers like vitamin E and aloe. Coppertone will present her with a $10,000 cash prize and a 5-year supply of Coppertone. Miss Universe will receive a 180 Classic sport boat from Wellcraft Marine Corporation, powered by a 90-horsepower outboard by Yamaha, with a trailer from Shoreline, a Starnes company. Catalina, which is proud to have been a part of the Miss Universe pageant since the very first one 35 years ago, will present the new Miss Universe with $10,000 in cash, plus a fine fashion sportswear wardrobe from Catalina. Be it dress, casual, or athletic, Kinney has the right style for every occasion. And from Kinney, the great American shoe store, the new Miss Universe will receive a $5,000 cash prize and a complete wardrobe of Kinney shoes. Miss Universe will receive the all-new 1986 Mazda RX-7, featuring a unique and highly sophisticated new suspension system, plus a fuel-injected twin-rotor engine, designed for the sports car enthusiast, Mazda. To top off her glamorous wardrobe, our Miss Universe will receive this natural black Glama ranch mink coat from the internationally famous Flemington Fur Company, Flemington, New Jersey. In addition to a $5,000 fashion wardrobe by Fernando Pena, our winner will receive a $5,000 cash award, all from Secret, the official antiperspirant of the Miss Universe pageant. All this for the new Miss Universe. And there's more.
Plus
Miss Universe will receive this brilliant Lazar diamond, cut to ideal proportion and valued at over $25,000. The Lazar diamond, setting the standard for brilliance. We'll be finding out the name of the winner when we come back after this word from Secret, the official antiperspirant of the 1986 Miss Universe pageant.
It's time now for our reigning Miss Universe, Deborah Carthy Dew, to take her traditional walk, say her words of farewell, and give us all the opportunity to express our appreciation on a job well done. Here is Miss Universe, Deborah Carthy Dew.
No matter what the future might hold for me, I know that nothing will ever dim the memory of the past year. There are too many people and there is too little time for me to express all the gratitude that I feel. But my family and friends and everyone at the pageant gave me love and support, for which I will always be grateful. To the people all over the world who offered me their friendship, and to the people of Puerto Rico who encouraged me, gracias. To the young woman who will take my place tonight, buena suerte, and to the whole universe, paz.
Thank you, Deborah. Our computer has tabulated the votes of our judges and printed the result, which will tell us the order of our runners-up as well as the name of the new Miss Universe. These results have been reviewed by representatives of the international accounting firm of Ernst & Whinney and handed to me by Mr. Mark Ward. Now, for our announcements, we'll be joined by two lovely ladies here, both of whom have formerly held the title of Miss Panama, Jasmine de Alegre and Jeanette Vasquez. Now, to our 5 finalists, I say good luck, and I want you to know that all of us associated with the pageant would be delighted to have any one of you be our new Miss Universe. I shall begin with the 4th runner-up. The 4th runner-up is Miss Finland. The 3rd runner-up is Miss Poland. The 2nd runner-up is Miss Colombia. Both of you come right down here, please. Now, one of you is about to become Miss Universe. The other will be the 1st runner-up, a position that is very important because if for any reason Miss Universe cannot fulfill her obligation for the entire year, then the 1st runner-up becomes Miss Universe. I shall read the name of the 1st runner-up and then Miss Universe. The 1st runner-up is Miss USA. Miss Venezuela is Miss Universe. Barbara Palacios Tede is Miss Universe 1986. Congratulations, Barbara. Bob Barker, thanking you for joining us. Good night, everyone.
Barbara Palacios Tede from Caracas. She has been chosen as the 35th Miss Universe on an evening that has been memorable not only for her, but for all of us here in this beautiful Atlapa Theater and Convention Center in Panama. Our congratulations to Barbara. Our thanks to you for joining us. And on behalf of everyone at the Miss Universe pageant, gracias and buenas noches from Panama.
Portions of this program were recorded.